My name's Alan Grafton. I hated football as a child. I would do anything not to play football, including playing hockey with the girls, which was dangerous. The local fencing coach had an afternoon free. He came down to my school, offered it to the headmaster. I was 14, way back in the midst of time. I started fencing after a long hiatus as an adult, and the club I fenced at, or I was learning at, had no equipment, none at all. So I did a whole term of what we call finger fencing, just learning the vectors and the moves. I thought it was brilliant. I signed up for a second course, but nobody else in my class did. So I was back in with a group of newcomers again. And I did that a second time. So again, newcomers. By that time, the coach I was working with was asking me to bring other fencers up to speed with the very basic moves. So I've almost been coaching, you might say, almost as long as I've been fencing. I wasn't very competitive. I took up fencing for the aesthetic of it. I'm not what you might call a natural athlete, and I'm carrying a few extra pounds, and I always have, so it wasn't really something that I expected to be particularly good at. I gave up competitive fencing when I sort of got fed up traipsing up to Middlesbrough all on my own and being beaten, and then coming back again and tracing over to Bristol and being beaten. So yeah, I'm no illusions, I'm not an Olympian. With some of the kids I've been working on, it's very early yet. I mean, some of them are as 10 years old. It's very early to see, but one or two have got some spark. If perhaps if they're not Olympians, at least they'll be active adults, which is part of what my own remit is. I enjoy working with the kids, I really do, and it's great to see them developing and moving on. But I actually quite like working with what I was, an adult returner to sport. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. I really think it is. I was very keen on it. I hate these gainsayers that we can't afford it. Let's get out there and do it. We can. I'm hopeful for some of the legacy. We'll see how that goes. I think fencing is a minority sport, and I'm not sure that we're going to get a vast amount of benefit in the terms of facilities or anything like that. But hopefully we will have some results this time. We've got some hopeful, some good-looking fencers coming up, and that might just spark a little bit more interest in the sport. Talent. To have talent as a fencer. That's really difficult. I don't think it's incredibly relevant. Obviously, if you have talent, you can build on that. But it's quite possible to be a capable fencer without any obvious inherent talent. Fencing is such a tactical, technical and strategic sport. You don't need to be the fastest, the fittest, the strongest. If you look around the club tonight, you'll see men fencing with women, you'll see overweight men fencing with overweight women, to be quite blunt. You'll see fitter, younger fencers fencing with older, slower fencers, all getting something out of the sport, all getting some enjoyment, and all getting some personal development. Fantastic equaliser fencing, which is one of the things that I really admire about the sport and think it should be promoted on that basis.